Yeah, it's going live. I'm live. What's up, YouTube world? What's up, Instagram world? Are we on Discord yet? Ah, yes. So it's just YouTube right now. Even though there's nobody watching, if you ever start to, too late. What's up, Instagram world? I gotta join on iPad. Hold on. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to see what you say. We're trying to use the quality lens over here, so it's not the face cam, so I can't see what you guys are saying. Here we go. Welcome. Let's see. We got Hey Yam and Salem. Send a request to be Ratfis. Welcome, everyone. This is gonna be fun. We got some stuff planned to do, and in the meantime, I'm gonna play around with this Rubik's Cube until we get our audience going. Oh, we already got 26 people. I guess I don't really need this. So, as for what we're going to do today, are we on Discord yet? We got to get everything set up before we continue going here. We've got YouTube over here on my own personal channel. Then we've got Instagram over here, which that's you guys. There's 0 people watching on YouTube. So, and then we got Discord over here. Unfortunately, if you are on Discord, I can't see the chat. So if you have something you desperately want to say or ask or tell me about or any of those kinds of things, you're going to have to either go to my YouTube or DiFluid Instagram. My YouTube is, well, I just changed it. Used to be Welcome to China. Now it's just my own name, James Corwin. But I can send a link over here, or you can go to the DiFluid Instagram over here. That's DiFluid, DiFluid. Does anyone have any questions? Anyone have anything they want to say? If not, we'll get going. Let's see. We got 26 people here. Cup Brew. What's up, Cup Brew? I like your name. And we've got Lynn Fange. Wow. What are we saying wow to? I don't know the context. See, that's the unfortunate thing about live streaming. There's always the delay, and then I see the chat, and I'm like, wait, what did I say? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Bundan5. And it's kind of funny. I was going to write Happy Thanksgiving on all of the titles for things as we were getting set up for the stream. And then I went, wait, it's an American holiday. Is it weird to wish the world Happy Thanksgiving for an American specific holiday? Or does that seem like I'm just small-minded in that I'm telling everyone Happy Thanksgiving for my own country's holiday? What's the current situation on that? How do you all feel about Thanksgiving if you're not from the United States? That's something I always wondered. Because if that's a holiday that you celebrate, even though it's traditionally an American/Canadian but different day holiday, then Happy Thanksgiving from DiFluid. And if not, then Happy Day from DiFluid. Hey, look, there are 3 people on YouTube. What's up, my YouTube buds? All right, let's see. Did I get an answer over here? Delayed chat. No answers. Well, all right. What we're going to do today, we are going to first brew up some coffee. Now, here's the situation. We are currently in Shenzhen, China, and it is 9:00 p.m. And after we do this live stream, this exciting Black Friday live stream, which is the whole reason that we're here, so that we can get everyone excited about the new R2 Extract and Microbalance, which, can you grab the Microbalance? Once it's over, I got to go to bed. So if I drink too much coffee, I won't be going to bed tonight. So we're going to do something interesting and fun with the coffee and with testing our coffee here. And I also got some exciting things to talk about related to testing, the testing aspect of it. But yeah, so let me tell you about that as soon as I get my Microbalance. All right, got it fully charged up here, so it's not going to run out of batteries in the middle of the stream. If you don't have one, digitizefluid.com. Boy, you got to charge batteries. It's an unfortunate reality of our current lifestyle. Things run on electricity, and occasionally they run out of electricity. 9 p.m. in Singapore too. Well, then that's perfect. We can go to bed together. Oh, that sounded weird. All right, so let's see. Let's see. How do I pronounce this? I am Eric. That's easy. I thought it was like a full name. I'm Eric, but it's just I am Eric. That's not hard to pronounce. A playing day. Welcome, everyone. So here's what we're gonna do today. We've got this coffee here. It's a broken Chemex full of what I call camera coffee. A, it looks nice. I like that. B, it's very, very, very old. And C, it does not smell very good. It has lost its aroma. Not really good coffee. What I generally use this for is if I'm taking photos or something and I want to give it some texture, I might spread some coffee beans around. Or if I want to use it to like show how sensitive microbalance is and how quality the ability to register one single bean. Oh, this table is not flat. I forget that's always an issue. The spot in the table makes the rock. Okay, so yeah, I use this to measure weight of coffee beans. This weighs 0.2 grams. That weighs 0.4 grams. I add a few more beans. It's really sensitive. But then I don't usually want to then go and put these back in the bag after I've been playing with them like this. So I ended up with a thing of, this is all from Alibaba. This is all Yunnan coffee that eventually it like little bit left over from the bottom of the bag. So I'll use it for photography. A little bit left in the bottom of the bag, not enough to carry over to the next batch of the new one. So it's all mixed together. Very, very, very old coffee. We've also got 2 cups of coffee from, let's call it Star Coffee and Lucky Coffee. 2 special brands of coffee that we will not mention their names, but let's see if you can guess. And we are going to test all 3, gross coffee and let's call it chain coffee. And we're going to test the difference. And we're going to do a giveaway for each one. If you can guess the TDS of each of the 3, or of one of each of the 3 ones, we're going to give away 3 Digitize Fluid hemp t-shirts. And so get your guessing skills ready. And that's what we're going to do. I think the water is done being boiled. Oh, right. That could be an issue. I don't have the grinder over here. You're going to have to do that for me. So can you give me the coconut? I weigh my coffee in a coconut. In the meantime, while we're getting the coffee ground, if you haven't gotten your R2 Extract and Microbalance, Black Friday sale going on, perfect time to go get it, because this is going to take about 1 minute, just enough time to go buy the brew control system. Let's see. Welcome all you new what do you call people who join an Instagram stream? Joiners, insers, viewers. All right, let's see. I'm curious how you would recommend measuring espresso for R2. Is filtering the espresso essential? Okay, good answer for that. It is not absolutely essential because of the way that this thing works, but it is still highly, 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 highly recommended for several reasons. So number one, because you don't use the paper filter, you get a lot of oils in espresso. So you'll get oils in here, and then it's like getting them out. Obviously you can do it, but you have to rub on it a lot more, and you more risk scratching glass or contaminating your next sample with oils. The oils interfere with the measurement because oil separates from water. And so you get like pockets of not fully mixed liquid. And so if you spoon like espresso on there and it hasn't been filtered, it can register slightly different because it separates very quickly. And then the third thing is, what was the third thing? Oh, particles, because you're not using a filter. You get little undissolved particles that end up generally in espresso, and that can also affect the result. However, because of the sensor that R2 Extract uses, it's if you go to the Digitize Fluid website, www.digitizefluid.com, there is a photo that you can see of, actually it's a little video clip, so you can see that pretty clearly. The difference between like the old way that refractometers worked and this version works, it's got a two-dimensional, like a full square sensor, versus the old kind of sensor is like, it's called a, oh, what's it called? It's called like a single array sensor, something like that. I can't remember. The way that works, the light has to shine directly onto it. So if particles are interrupting that stream of light, like your result is ruined. Whereas with this sensor, you have so much more space for the light to reflect and like shine onto the sensor, that if particles are blocking one part of the sensor, like over here, the light still shines through and it can get an accurate result through the particles. However, if there are a lot of undissolved particles, it's going to more and more obstruct the view, and then it's going to start affecting your result. So the long answer to your question summarized would be, if you were to test unfiltered espresso, you would get most of the time pretty darn close to the same result, filtered and unfiltered. However, there can be errors because of all the things that I mentioned. And then you also have to clean up a lot more thoroughly afterward and like make sure that you don't contaminate your next result. So in the end, like if you're doing it once because you want to like, I don't know, you want to just try it, go for it. If you're doing it scientifically, consistently every time, I would recommend just filtering it. So that's my long answer to your very short question. Jet and Pixels. That is such a cool name. That is the answer to your question. All right, let's weigh some coffee. Help me come up with a name for the gross coffee. Gross coffee doesn't sound very appetizing, although I will not be drinking it. I've tried it before when I was filming other videos. It does not taste good. But we're going to weigh out 20 grams as if I were going to drink it, so that we can compare it pretty like reasonably effective to these two coffees over here. All right. They're hidden behind the R2 Extract box, which digitizefluid.com if you want to go get it. One of them is cheaper than the other one and also bigger. So I'm trying to make about this much coffee. So we're going to go with 20 grams, 20.9. Let's go down a little bit. We're going to go to 20 grams on the dot, which is easy because Microbalance is so darn sensitive. Digitizefluid.com. I'm not going to do that every time. But seriously, if you want to go and get your Black Friday bundle, I mean, what better time to do it than during a live stream? All right. Do you guys sell syringes and filters? Do we sell syringes and filters? I believe the answer is no, because I would imagine they're like a standardized commodity. I think you're better off just getting like a bundle of 1,000 of them. Me personally, as James Corwin, you can follow my YouTube channel over here, James Corwin, if you want. I don't like buying those kinds of things because of the one-time use nature of them. And that's why we started offering the spoon instead of the pipettes. So I don't know if there's any other way around it. You're probably going to have to do the one-time use filter sets. But if you can find a way around it, maybe you can use a cloth filter. That might work. But then it'd probably waste a lot of your coffee. But if you can find a way around it, it would be great to not have to do the wastefulness of it. I can't stand one-time use things. Again, hence the spoon. Okay. Here we go. 20 grams of coffee. Can you set I'm using the Barazza Virtuoso. Can you grind that on setting number 20? 20. All right. In the meantime, what should we do? I'm going to tear Microbalance. I don't have anything. Oh, you know what we'll do? We will calibrate R2 Extract. Now, cool feature of R2 Extract. I don't know if you guys know this. Yes, R2 is ready to be shipped worldwide. In terms of like, there is a window of time. Like we had the early adopters like sales event, and those ones are being shipped out first. I believe they're being shipped as I'm talking about this. I can't show. Oh yeah, go ahead. So yeah, picture will show up on screen of the boxes of shipments ready to go out. But those are the early adopters ones and the people who bought them before the Black Friday sale. Now, as we're getting this big boost, like the production is ramping up, and that's a process to like get it to full scale. So shipping is going to start out a little slow, and it's ramping up in speed over time. So I can just start by saying, yes, we can ship worldwide. However, it's going to take a little bit of time to ramp up in speed. So I wouldn't expect like, don't expect 3-day shipping. What is that, the date or is that the number of days? Oh, 20. Yeah. I don't have the exact date of like started like mass shipping, but assuming you buy it now, you're not waiting many, many, many months to receive your product. Grinding going on. Okay, so in the meantime, a cool thing that we've implemented into R2 Extract. You know what? I can show you. Give me 1 second. Hey, my one viewer on YouTube, what's up? All right, we got this special box here. It's a special box of special things. And in the special box of special things is an R2 Extract manual. And the special thing that I want to show you, which is this. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Can you get me a filter too? So this prism. This is the prism that does reflects. I'm not a scientist here, so I might use the wrong words, but I believe the light is reflected through the prism and then refracted off the liquid. If you're a scientist, you can correct me. But okay, pause this conversation. Somebody said, I purchased R2, but I wonder how reliable this product is. Yes? Oh, it's not clean. Can you rinse it? Oh, actually, I have to rinse it with boiling water anyway. Okay, so somebody said, I wonder how reliable it is. We're gonna start. Are we actually doing it? No. No.
No. We just tested it. It's not decided. No. We just tested it. It's not decided yet.
Not decided yet. Oh, okay. Okay. So there's liquid that they use to test the accuracy of these things, and because it's like a liquid that the accuracy, the TDS percent, so you should receive the same result on here that the liquid, I'm not saying this well. Imagine the liquid says that it's 18%. It should be 18% on the dot, like manufactured to be 18%. When you test it, it should say 18%. And that's what they use to test and make sure and write the algorithms and make sure the whole, like the system functions properly. And so they've been testing ours against all the other ones they can get their hands on, including the like $14,000 gigantic like industrial equipment kind. And results are looking pretty damn good. You can test it for yourself. If you can buy some of that liquid, that's how you know, is it accurate? Is it on the dot? Is it what it says it is? Is it within the range that it says of like plus or minus? I believe it says the accuracy is plus or minus 0.02%, and the precision is 0.01%. Wait, there's precision, there's accuracy. Does it say on the back? I can't remember the numbers. Ah, here. Okay. Range is 0 to 30%. Precision is plus or minus 0.02%. And accuracy is plus or minus 0.03%. And resolution 0.03%. And resolution 0.01%. So essentially, every time you test it, it should be within that 0.02% range. And that's pretty similar to any refractometer that's like of this caliber. And so they've been testing it against all of these other ones and finding theirs to be the best out of all of them, like the most reliable on the dot. Test it for yourself. Let us know what results you get, because the algorithm is also constantly being updated to give you lots of extra features. Like, for example, if the liquid is too hot, like the refractive index changes. Like the refractive index changes depending on how hot the liquid is. And it makes it hard to test until the device and the liquid have reached the same temperature, so you know exactly the refractive index of that liquid. Wait, I said that wrong. Sorry. Let me repeat that. Scratch what I just said. The temperature of the device itself is going to be probably whatever room temperature is. Or maybe you had it in your pocket. Probably don't put it in your pocket because you'll warm up the device. Not an issue, but once the device is one temperature and the liquid is another temperature, say you just put hot coffee on it, the liquid's going to be cooling and the heat is going to raise the temperature of the device. And so as those are changing, the value generally will start to change, which is why they use a metal sample dish to prevent that from, to spread the heat faster. And so what you have to do is wait until those reach an equilibrium right around the middle. And then you get the precise result. And most refractometers will not let you test until that equilibrium has been reached. And so it'll be like, nope, can't test. Nope, can't test. And you got to be like, no. And you just, it's annoying. So what they've done, there's two features in here. One makes it so that it can algorithmically figure out like the rate of equilibrium becoming reached and give you the answer beforehand. So it's like once it's mathematically determined based on like the rate of change where it's going to be at the end, it can figure that out and then let you know what the answer is. So you don't have to wait as long. But also, it rather than not giving you an answer and being like, can't test, sorry, it will just be like, oh, elite equilibrium has not been reached, and let you know when it's finished and then give you an answer. So you push it once, you wait, and when it gives you an answer, that's how you know it's the right one. It's not going to give you wrong answer, and that's how you know it's the right one. It's not going to give you wrong answer, and it's not going to give you can't do this, keep testing. So saves you a lot of time. But back on the previous topic, the question was, how do I know how accurate it is? So the other one, the prism, is coated in a special material that has a known refractive index. So the temperature of this prism as the temperature of the whole device changes, it's generally going to be the same temperature as the prism, because it's like the center piece that everything's connected to. So like it's most separated from all the other parts, making it so that it's basically going to be the temperature of its environment. And so the temperature sensor is attached to it, and it knows the temperature of the prism. And then, which means it also knows the temperature of the layer on top of it, which the refractive index of that layer is known. Therefore, when you test it, it's essentially like calibrating for the current temperature, and that's how it's able to mathematically compensate for the change in temperature in order to give you the accurate result. I know that didn't make a lot of sense. It's because it's hard to explain, because I don't fully understand it myself. I've been explained it like 65 times. Maybe you get it. But basically, what I'm trying to say is it's really accurate. Really accurate. Like to the point where I get excited about it. And therefore, we would love to send one to James Hoffman. That's where I was getting to, because it was Hades Steidlindheier. Sorry about the pronunciation of that. But yeah, you said send one to James Hoffman. We need an address. And he is impossible to get a hold of, because so many people want to send him things and want him to review products and want him to like see their new stuff, that he has a website, and his website says, don't send me stuff. I'll find it myself. If you're a patron, like, I'll talk to you there. And so like, he's really hard to actively say, hey, we would like to send you this product, because he doesn't want to seem like we paid him to give us results. So if someone else has any kind of contact with James Hoffman and want him to, what's the word? Subjectively or objectively? My English sucks all of a sudden. Give his own opinion on, is it accurate? Is it good? Is it worth it? We would love to just go, here you go. Let us know what you think, because we are that confident that he's going to go, there's something here. But yeah, we have no way to send it to him currently. So if anyone can get us in contact with James Hoffman, let us know, and we will send him one before the end of this live stream. Oh yeah, that's a cool one. We have sent one to, I don't know if any of you know Alex, French cook guy cooking. He's interested. So we did send him one. He'll probably use it in some kind of project of his, some kind of cooking project. He's one of my personal favorite YouTubers. So all of that was to also mention the calibration situation. So here we've got some pure water. And I said, while I waited for the coffee, which has been now ground here forever, I was going to calibrate it and let you know about the calibration situation. Before I do that, let me make sure there were no other questions. Is there an option to future firm? Oh, that was also a thing that I was going to say. The algorithm keeps being updated. And yes, it is updatable through the app, which is probably the best part, because it's just going to keep getting better. Like, it's already really, really good, really, really accurate and precise, and really useful. And it keeps getting better. When we first designed it, there was like, we had a user interface that was kind of like a to use. We just kind of threw it on there so that we could use the product and figure out what we wanted to change and how we were going to adjust everything and get the algorithm sorted. And then later on, it was like, okay, now let's work on making it actually look cool and being like, having all these awesome features. And you just like take your R2 Extract, don't even have to plug it in. I did this motion as if you had to plug it in, but it's Bluetooth. And you put it next to your phone and you put on the app and you go update. Done. Now you got the latest version, even more accurate than it was before, and probably looks cooler too. So yes, firmware updates constantly. Let's see. Uh-oh, it says we're having trouble loading this video. Is everything okay over there?
Yeah.
My feed stopped. So it says He normally answers to my DMs. James Hoffman answers your DMs? Glitch shit. Can you have him answer our DMs? We would love to send him. Let him know that we're very, very willing to send him one. Or he can just go and buy it from the Black Friday sale, save some money, and then he won't have to feel bad like we feel like we gave it to him for free. So digitizefluid.com. Here. I don't know if this will work. I'm sending it from my personal account here. www.digitizefluid. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I put Digitize Fluid. .com. Post. All right. That is my personal Instagram. Welcome to China. But I've recently changed my channel name to be more broad. It's just James Corwin. So if you want to follow me on YouTube and you want to have the secret view over here, that's James Corwin on YouTube. YouTube has handles now, so you can literally just type @James Corwin. Anyway, were there any other things here that I did not answer before I refresh the page so that I can start seeing new stuff? Firmware updates, yes. Okay, let me refresh the feed here. There we go. Okay. Without further delay, calibration. We got some clear water here. When I say clear water, I mean this is reverse osmosis, like very pure water. That's recommended to use. If you use tap water, generally that's going to be dissolved in there like it's drinkable water. If you drink tap water where you live, I currently live in a place where the tap water straight out of the tap, if it's not boiled, is not technically supposed to be drinkable. And if you put the water on R2, if you have a particularly dirty pipe, or if you have like water that should not be drank, it will register on here. But water, if you drank, it will register on here. But water, there are devices for testing the concentration of like dissolved solids in water, and they work in a different way because their sensitivity is like between 0 and 0.1%. And so that range is insanely small. If you tried to use that for coffee, it's like 15% outside the range. But those are designed for that incredibly tiny sliver, which means most water will register 0 if you try to calibrate it with just regular tap water. But because there are some dissolved solids in water, and because pipes can be dirty or like any other contaminants in the water, you can ideally use maybe bottled water. But again, I don't like one-time use things, so try to avoid the plastic and use reverse osmosis water if you can, or just use very, very clean tap water that comes from clean pipes. And then, so we will pour some onto the sensor. Now, one other thing, avoid getting bubbles. Bubbles can affect your reading. Generally, because of the thing I mentioned before with the 3D sensor versus the 2D sensor, there's so much more data being collected across the whole range of that sensor that bubbles will kind of not really get in the way and won't really affect your result, but they can. So you want to try to get no bubbles in there. Let me see. No questions? All right, be good. Okay, so calibration. I actually have a question for the 18 of you plus YouTube, 19 of you plus Discord. I can't see the screen. Sorry about that. If you are texting things again on Discord, please go to Instagram if you want to ask a question. Otherwise, you can stay right there. Oh yeah, the method for calibration is a. Oh, you can't see this if you're on YouTube. Here, let me bring it up here so that everyone can see just as easily. There we go. So if you push a single click, that's for testing. Calibrate is a short press followed by a long press, as if you were double clicking, but you hold it on the second click. What is the proper way to say that action? The easiest way I have thought to say it is short press, then long press, or press, then press and hold. And both of those sound clunky and quirky, like press, then press and hold, or double press, but hold it on the second one. Short press, then long press. What is that called? It's not a click. It's not a double click. It's a... And then there's also, people say press and hold, but that means press and hold. Don't lift your finger up. Press and hold. So could I say, I mean, so you can say press, double press and hold? Is that a thing? Double press and hold? But then people are gonna be like, hey, double press, then hold. And that's confusing. So how do you describe this? Watching from the Philippines. All right. Welcome to Shenzhen, China, where I am streaming from. And watching from Indonesia. I would really love to visit both of those places. I miss travel days before COVID. So you said click. So you said click plus press and hold. Click plus press and hold. That'll work, but it still has the same like clunkiness where you have to go, wait, it's a click, then a press and hold. Wait, no. Click, then a press and hold. Okay, yeah, click, then, and I don't want to have to describe it that way. I feel like there's got to be a better way to say it. Exploration Coffee, you're thrilled at our recent launch. I'm glad that you're thrilled, and I'm really thrilled at your thrilledness, and I appreciate your being thrilled for us. DigitizeFluid.com if you want to get that Black Friday sale. I'll type it again in the chat, and then we'll go over the calibration thing that I was talking about. DigitizeFluid.com. All right. Okay, so what I wanted to say, when you calibrate, because of the glue layer that I was talking about, where it knows the refractive index on the when it goes through, the result is so accurate that if you do not calibrate, you will generally, because there isn't that much of a change in environment, get very, very, very close to the same results with or without calibration. However, because the environment that you're using it in every time, to get the most accurate results, it's generally best to calibrate it at least each time you're going to use it. But if you don't, R2 Extract will just let you know when it's like, hey, you should probably calibrate it for the best results. And so there's a little symbol that will appear. It looks like a little water droplet. And it's like, hey, calibration time. So you don't have to think about it. If you forget, it'll let you know. So let's calibrate. Oops, I didn't follow my own instructions. Okay, so press, then press and hold. Zeroing. All right, so we're at 0.0%. Let me test it just to be sure. 0.0%, just like it should be. All right, I'm going to dump this out right onto the floor. Tap, tap, revenge. Tap, tap, revenge. That's funny. What if it was called tap, tap, and hold revenge? Which it kind of was, because you were kind of like... Because it always had long notes. But that's funny. I appreciate that joke. Same problem years ago. Yeah, I can imagine they probably did. And they were probably like, you know what? Let's remove... No. What does it do on Windows? Short press, then long press until you enter calibration. See, that I thought about that too. That sounds like something you'd write like in an instruction manual. But if you wanted to say like, imagine you had a chart that was like single press, this result. Double press, this result. triple press this result. Press, then press and hold. Press, then press and hold. Like, sounds clumsy. Okay, so, all right, we good. So 0.0%, calibrated. Can you give me the microfiber cloth? Give me the microfiber cloth. And in the meantime, let's start brewing some coffee. So I use a Chemex. I really like.
In the box.
It's in the box? Oh. I can't remove the box. This box?
No, it's a fiber cloth in the box.
Oh. Well, this isn't the one that comes with it, but this is a microfiber cloth. Okay, so I like to brew with a Chemex over a V60, mainly because of the convenience factor. It's like always here. Oh, thank you. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so because I live in China, though, they don't have Chemex. They have the Chemex themselves don't sell it here. So if I wanted to buy a Chemex here, I had to import it, and I didn't want to do that. So I found a company that makes a similar looking product, kind of like how you can find a bunch of different versions of V60 filters. And so that's fine. But then finding Chemex filters, they make their own filters. And so I had to find a company that just made like what resembles Chemex filters. And I like them better. They don't cost $1,000 because they are not, they're not name brand paper. And I like the fact that you can fold them yourself. They don't feel as wasteful because they just come in a little bag instead of like a big fancy box. And it's great. So I'm a big fan of the Chemex. Okay, let me wet the paper / clean the inside of the Chemex. There we go. Oh, you know what I should do? Let's check my flow rate. Let's see if I can get a super constant, precise flow rate, because microbalance lets you know your flow rate. And in a very, very useful way. I found that like I've used other smart scales that have features like that. And it's really hard to get the number steady because like technically, unless you're pouring like out of a spout that has constant pressure, like it's really unreasonable for you to pour, especially if you're going like this at a super precise constant rate, like down to the 0.1 gram per second rate. So if it's too sensitive, the number is going to be like, and it's like, I can't follow that. So what we've gotten done here is the flow rate indicator is just the right amount of sensitivity to where like within the realm of human capability. So if I pour like this, I wish you could see it. We're at 5, 4, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And so it's like, I probably don't have enough water to make coffee now. Assistant, I need more water. Whoops. Oh, that. Oh, there's more in there? Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, but I need enough to make the whole set of coffee, batch of coffee. Remember Tap Tap Revenge. I missed that. V60 decanter set. What is that? Should I look that up, or is that something? Is that a brand thing, or is that a type of thing? Okay. Let's rinse that out. All right. For those of you who are, I don't know if the same people are here that were here at the beginning, but what we're doing here, we've got 3 coffees. Gross coffee that I'm going to make from really old stale beans. We've got Star Coffee and Luckin Coffee. And they're both chains. One makes unreasonably expensive and very normal coffee, and one makes very decently priced for being a large chain. Also normal coffee, not particularly special in any way. Oh, I'm so sorry. Someone on my YouTube said, what platforms are you on? Press twice and hold, or press twice while holding. I don't know if that would work. Press twice while holding. That's like Apple's Force Touch. Okay, so yeah, we're going to measure these 3 coffees after I make this one, and we're going to see how the TDS, like essentially the concentration, compares between really old coffee, Star Coffee, and Luckin Coffee. So let's see how that goes. Let's make the coffee first. We've got Baratza Virtuoso ground at number 20, setting 20. Okay. Setting 20. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to do manual timing rather than auto start timing because wait, where are we? All right. Right. I got to move this forward. This spot on the table I mentioned earlier is not flat. So it does not give me very accurate results when you don't put a scale on a flat surface. You don't put a scale on a flat surface. All right, here we go. Let's go for this brew. I want to use what's my brew ratio, audience? I put 20 grams of coffee. How many grams of water should I brew with to compare with commercial coffee, chain coffee, big brand coffee? What's an appropriate brew ratio to go for? I'll let you guys decide unless I don't get an answer for 45 seconds. So 20 grams of coffee and what was that? 20 grams of coffee. What's my brew ratio? How much water do I use to brew this batch of coffee? Welcome, Mo Alamiri. While I wait for my audience's response on how much water I'm going to use for my 20 grams of coffee, if you want to follow me on YouTube, James Corwin, JamesCorwin. That's me. Okay, so 1 to 15. All right, that's what we're doing. Mild Sieverit, or is it Siverit? I'm following yours. 1 to 15. Now I just need a calculator. What's 15 times 20? 300 grams. 300 milliliters. All right. 300 milliliters it is. Here we go. I'm going to do 50 milliliters for the first pour. Let's start the time now. $50 grams / milliliters of water. Let's do a little swirly swirl. Right? So we're at 51.1 grams. I'm sorry, I'm not so precise. Oh, everyone joined in. Okay, I probably should have waited a couple seconds longer. Now all of a sudden I got all the answers I was looking for. Man, quite a delayed stream we got going on here. All right. At 45 seconds, I'm going to pour the next 100 grams. I like doing multiple pours. All right, let's see. At a nice constant, let's say 6 milliliters per second flow rate. So we're at 3, 5, until we get to 150. All right, let's go 5 milliliters per second. That seems a little more convenient to me. All right, that's 154.5. In the meantime, while we wait for it to drip, digitizefluid.com if you want to get your R2 Extract and Microbalance. I think you do. I'll type it one more time in the chat, just in case you don't know how to spell Digitize Fluid. digitizefluid.com. Get your brew control system. All right. We're at 1 minute 45 seconds. So I'll pour the last 150 grams here. I wish you could see the screen here. We're at 4 milliliters per second. That's not fast enough. 5, 6. There we go. That's 6 milliliters per second. So we get to 300 grams. We're at 280, 290, and 300. 301.4. Throw it out and start over. Nobody's on YouTube. Just want to let you guys know we got a special extra camera over here. If you want to see the side view, you can you go to YouTube and type James Corwin. And that's how you find my YouTube. And you can join from the side angle and get a little extra clues about what's going on behind here. Little secrets with your extra view. And while you're at it, you can subscribe. And that way, when I post awesome videos, I mean, you'll be available at some point in the near future. In fact, this is good for everyone. My experience working with DiFluid has been awesome. It's been such a unique experience that I did not expect to have. I just got it, like it happened very suddenly. I had been making coffee related YouTube videos because people were interested. I happened to make one, and then people were just like, oh, no, wait, I want to know, but what's the coffee development in China like? And like Yunnan coffee was getting more and more popular, and like all these coffee brands were popping up everywhere. So I made a video where I ordered coffee from every place that would deliver within my vicinity at the same time, and just had all the delivery drivers show up at the same time just to see what happened. Because delivery order, like Uber Eats, the way that they do it in China, it's like so much more developed that everyone does it all the time. So it's so cheap to order food for delivery that it's often cheaper than it is to actually go to the restaurant. So it was fun ordering from everyone at the same time. It all arrived at the same time, and I made a video about it. And because of these types of videos I was making, I happened to meet someone from DiFluid who had me test out their first generation coffee refractometer. And I was using that just for fun with like the coffee that I was trying out in my videos. And it turned into this. And now I got to spend the whole time like watching the development of R2 Extract from the ground up. And it was a really fun experience. And I'm going to make a video about it. So if you want to see the behind the scenes, how R2 Extract was made, how Microbalance was made, and the people who are behind it all, you're going to have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So that'll give you some incentive there. All right. So in the meantime, we're getting to the giveaway time. We got R2 Extract here. For those of you who are joining the stream, all right, Mild Siverit. I'm glad you got it. And I'm not surprised that you can't wait to use it, because it's surprisingly fun. Like you finish brewing coffee, and if you haven't tested it yet, it's kind of like, I've done this before. You make coffee and then you're like, I don't need to test this one. Like, I don't need to test every coffee. This is just my morning coffee for me to drink. And I'll pour milk into it, and then I'll sit down and I'll be like, oh, that's really good. I wonder what the TDS of this one is. I wonder how that compares to the one I had yesterday. Damn it, why didn't I test it? I'm always annoyed that I didn't. So yeah, you get really into it. It's fun. So giveaway time. For those of you who are new and had just arrived. It's not over here anymore. I used gross coffee. I'm not going to drink this. I think some of it is more than 3 years old at this point. Oh, wait, no, that one's gone. So this is about 2 years old at this point. It doesn't smell good anymore. It's like absorbed flavors from like old apartments, and it's been out in the open, and it's been used for like decoration for filming and stuff. Like, this is not good coffee, not something that somebody wants to drink. It's a pain not having it already. I know the feeling. I don't want to be mean. I'll get back to what I was talking about in a second, but I think this will be funny. A. Martinez, 13. You say it's a pain not having it already. I know the feeling of being like, oh, I can't wait. Not only do I have it already because I'm working with them for so long, but I have 2. And by that, I mean 3. And by that, I mean 4. And by that, I mean 5. And by that, I mean 6. And by that, I mean 7. What this lets you know is not that I'm greedy. It's not that it's not a valuable product. It's not that I don't know, you can probably guess what this means. It means that there has been a lot of iteration that has gone into making it what it is now. So if you flip all of these over to the back, there's a lot of detail that's gone into the creation of this. So the first version was made out of just like throw it together so that we can test it. So there's nothing on the back. It's shiny instead of like a nice, like I'm excited for you to feel the back. It has that like, it's good quality material feel. The original, just like we're throwing it together so that we can test it version, does not have that feel to it. So this is like the minimum viable product version. And then next came we printed the information on the back, like where it's made, the model number, all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't look good. And the user interface on it is still like the old version before we updated it to like the looks good version. And then we've got like let's try out some new colors on the back. That one doesn't look so good. We're going to try it okay, let's update the first version doesn't have like the printing of the D-Link button. Second, the versions after that do. And so it just kept getting a little better. A little Easter egg feature that I think is fun. When you push the button, you see that green? All right, that was for Instagram. Here we got for Discord. See that green light? All right, now for YouTube. See that green light? There you go. Okay, so originally, green light was used because CMOS sensors, I think this is the reason. I'm paraphrasing based on what I heard in Chinese. So the details might be a little skewed, but generally this is going to be accurate. I believe green light is absorbed onto the sensor more, just like more, and therefore you get more brightness out of it. And so they were using green light. And then over time, they were testing other light colors to see if it made a difference, and found that yellow light is supremely more accurate in its results than green light. So, which one's the most recent version? I've lost track now. Oh, here we go. So now, oh, it's not on. Now, yeah, I'll do YouTube first so I can actually see, make sure that it's working right. Yeah, it's working. Okay, so yeah, now it's a yellow light. So for Discord, every other version here has a green light because this was the most recent change. So that's why I have a whole bunch of them. A lot of testing that has gone into the creation of this masterpiece we have here, which you can get on digitizefluid.com. Black Friday sale. Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Seriously, don't miss it, because I don't believe there are going to be any other sales after this one. It's just normal price. So don't miss out on your best Christmas gift you could ever possibly give someone. No, that's not an exaggeration. This is the best possible Christmas gift. That's not even an opinion. That's just pure fact. Okay, so just please stop. Okay, so not trying to be mean, starts being the meanest person ever. Sorry. How did you come up with the idea of starting manufacturing refractometers? So not my idea. The idea is by a guy named Linus Pung, the genius behind the refractometer. And I had to ask him the same question when I first met him so that I could understand his background and why they're doing this. And the story's kind of fun. Keep in mind, I'm just letting the coffee cool down so that we can test all three and do the giveaway. But he was studying he was getting at one of the best universities in China and studying a PhD. And out of the blue, someone he knew was like, would it be possible press where there's a sensor inside of it? So you pour the water in, and while you're waiting for it to brew, it'll tell you, okay, it's reached its proper extraction, take it out. And he was like, that should be possible, right? Let me try it. And so he started tinkering with how that could be done, and kind of accidentally ended up with a refractometer, and was like, you could put it in a French press and do it that way, but it kind of limits its functionality, because then it's just a French press and that's it. And so he was like, yeah, a refractometer already exists, but they're they're either manual and they're kind of cheap at that point, but they're not very accurate, and it's almost not even worth using because their level of accuracy isn't good enough. And then there's ones that are not exaggerating. And then the only ones right in the middle are still hundreds of dollars, like $700, $800, $1,000. And he was like, this is way cheaper though, like the way that I've done it. And so he started he took the prototype and was working on improving it, and got to the point where it's like, okay, this is a functional product. I could sell this. And so he just sold it as a refractometer, like a significantly cheaper, smart refractometer that uses updated technology. He was basically making like an update to this 10-year-old technology that was it used to be laboratory equipment. And he was like, I can get the same level of precision for much cheaper. Here, guys, use it. And he put it up for sale as like a general purpose use refractometer for whatever you want. And because he's in China, the coffee industry here is not as developed as it is in Western countries. And so he was like, well, maybe coffee people will buy it, but I imagine people who are using it for like fruit for agriculture will probably be my biggest customer. And so he put it up for sale, and immediately the whole coffee community was like, a refractometer that's not hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars, but like that is of a reasonable price and also connects to a smartphone, so it has all these extra tools, and I can save my data and export and share it, and it's tiny and not charged by a proprietary charger that I'm gonna lose. Which, side note, I have one of those, and I did lose I found the charger recently, but proprietary chargers suck. It's USB-C and everything. And so the coffee people just all started buying it up. And because of that, he got really into like, let's focus on the coffee community. And so he took all of the things that the whole coffee, like